Hey everybody, great to see you. This is the study guide for your Latin American independence movement test. So if you see any questions and ask what Simon Bolivar, Jose San Martin, or Toussaint were doing, remember that they all were independence movement leaders, okay? Yes, Toussaint did lead a slave rebellion, but with the other guys in there, they're independence movement leaders. Another thing, Bolivar's actions, what was influencing Simon Bolivar? He wanted freedom for his people. He wanted representation in government. It was Enlightenment thinkers. The Enlightenment ideas even influenced Bolivar. Also, Simon Bolivar's goals. What was his big goal? He actually thought he was going to unify South America, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. He did want to make it sort of like the United States of America and all together, but it never happened. French Proclamation, how did the French react to the Haitian government? The French, they wanted slavery to be reinstated. They sent troops to try and start slavery again. The French did not want to give Haitians their freedom. So they wanted the capture of Haitian revolutionary leaders, and they did capture Toussaint Louverture, and they imprisoned him where he died. But that couldn't stop the revolutionary movement in Haiti. The death of their leader Toussaint, Jean-Jacques Dessalines took over. So Toussaint Louverture, he did lead a slave rebellion, and he was himself a former slave, and he did not want slavery in Haiti. So he led that rebellion in Haiti. That was Toussaint Louverture. Next, French government. Their colony of Santo Domingue, they wanted it back. The French sent soldiers there to try and get it back. And all the freedom fighters under Toussaint Louverture had to battle and fight the French for over 10 years for their freedom. Okay, so Santo Domingue, which we call Haiti today, they were fighting for true freedom for all men and all women, and slavery was actually ended there with Toussaint Louverture. With the struggle he started was successful. Jose de San Martin, Simon Bolivar, and Toussaint Louverture, they were all freedom fighters and revolutionaries in Latin America. And the big thing is Spain, France, all these European countries, they were losing power. They were losing their colonies because of these revolutionary ideas. And the big thing is freedom, revolution. That was driving these movements. And you will be asked to do quite a few readings in here. And remember, a primary source, it's an eyewitness account or somebody who was actually there, okay? It could be like a diary, maybe a drawing from somebody who was actually there. That's a primary source, an eyewitness account. So the big thing is the Spanish, they were getting all the money. And like Simon Bolivar, the people that were actually living in like Venezuela, they weren't getting any of the benefits. All the profit, this mercantilism idea was going to the mother country. So the biggest thing in South American unification, according to Bolivar, it was very difficult just because of the geography. Things were so far away. There was mountains, there was jungles, there weren't like a navigable river that was unifying and connecting everybody. You'll be able to look at some maps. So before, it was basically British, Dutch, and French, Spanish, and Portuguese had colonized almost all of South America. But by the 1830s, most of South America is going to be independent. And that's going to be because of these freedom movements. So Latin American freedom fighters, you got to know them. That's Bolivar, San Martin, okay, Toussaint. They were all some of the freedom fighters that we talked about. And that mountain range that was in the way for Simon Bolivar to unify Gran Colombia, it was the Andes. That was the mountain range that was proving difficult for him to unify. So American ideas from the American Revolution spread. Enslaved people burned sugar fields and rebel against French slave owners. Toussaint organizes rebels. What is this a cause of? You know it's a cause of the Haitian Revolution, so make sure you get that one right. Now, in Latin America, there was a social class pyramid, sort of like in France with the three estates. Peninsulares were on the top of the pyramid. They had all the power. There were people that were born in Spain. Then you had Creoles, who were of mixed European descent, born in the colonies. Mestizos were mixed Native American and European descent. Mulattoes were then people of mixed African and European descent. And at the very bottom, you had Native Americans and people of African descent. And at the very top of that social pyramid, you had the Peninsulares, and there were few people, but they had all the power. And that is what many people rebelled against. So, if you see Garibaldi with Thomas Jefferson, if you see Simon Bolivar with Thomas Jefferson and Giuseppe Garibaldi, I know you know that they all were about nationalist spirit. And they were all patriots. Were all about like nationalism, the country, the people matter, and the country matters. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Good luck on the test. You'll have about 10 days for it. Thank you.